Yes. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim.
He's not here.
I know. Just wanted to do that.
Right.
So this is the place for your comic book, sci-fi, everything movie news that my little group of insiders can issue news to me. And I've been putting this off for a while, not doing this. So, but last week I was hearing who was going to be cast in a few roles that I'm kind of interested in. And I waited too long. Ladies and gentlemen, I waited too long to get you guys the news. I should have announced it then. I should have done a mystery shotgun then. I did not. So some of you have already seen the news. And if you have, well, hold on. I'm going to get to that here in a little bit. But let's do a little housekeeping. Housekeeping! More lemon pledge. Housekeeping! Let's throw a couple things off the books. Flashpoint. The Flashpoint movie, or the Flash movie, is doing poorly. Ladies and gentlemen, it is doing piss poorly. To the point that Deadline, which, take this with a grain of salt, but this is usually one of the things they get absolutely correct, is saying that it's on pace and projected to lose $200 million.
Holy moly.
So that's bad. And why is that bad? You're thinking because it's all just capping the universe. It's all just it's the reset button. It's the thing that we shouldn't need to pay attention to. It's bad for a certain group of fans. And that certain group of fans is the fans that were waiting to see their live action Terry McGinnis. This, unless something miraculously happens with the people going to go see the Flash movie, is dead. It's done. And the reason it's done is because anybody tied to a movie that lost $200 million is probably not going to get a chance to play that character again. Michael Keaton, more than likely has donned the cowl for the last time.
It's not his fault.
It is not his fault.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't. No, and he's not bad in the movie. It's just people are not going to go see it because, you know, the word is that this doesn't lead to anything. Right. There's no reason to. And also the bad publicity that Ezra got. So
they need someone better than Ezra.
You realize that the folks that they were going to drag to the movies, your LGBTQ plus folks that were going to go back this movie turned their back on the fact that there was other things wrong with Ezra's past because that's something that they would pay attention to.
Right.
So that's some of the reasons why this movie's kind of not doing good, bud. The other reason is that some of the special effects looks like they had too much Vaseline on the camera. Some of them look great. Some of them look awful. And everybody that I've talked to that has went and seen this movie has said, it's okay. That doesn't make anybody else want to go see it if you say it's okay. You have to say it's awesome.
So let me ask you this.
So, by the way, in case you didn't catch the hint, Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton as the old Batman, starring a new Batman that'll be future Batman, kind of like your Spider-Man 2099, right? Isn't happening. Ask me this.
So let me ask you this. For the casual comic book fan,
okay,
like me,
right?
I don't pay attention to the comic books, storylines, who plays what they did before, all of this stuff. I appreciate the entertainment value of the movies and the characters that are on the screen. If I go see this, is somebody like me gonna not like it?
No.
Or will it have full entertainment value for just me paying $20 to go see a movie on a Friday night?
It'll have full entertainment value because of you'll have the nostalgia,
right,
for some of the stuff. And you've went through the Snyderverse, so seeing Ben Affleck don the cape and cowl again and have fun playing Batman, and then to see Calais play Supergirl, and kind of the throwbacks to all the old, from Adam West to the random Nicolas Cage fighting a spider as Superman. That'd be kind of cool.
Right.
All of that will be cool. And some of the CGI is done really, really well. Some of it's not. I don't think that will throw you off. And it'll be a fun ride, and then the ride will be over, and you'll be like, all right, had a good time.
Right.
So, but it's just not doing well. It's not, there was a lot of hype train behind it to try and build it. A lot of that's because, well, Warner Brothers is still trying to dig out of that financial hole that AT&T left them in. And so, dig a hole. Now dig your way out. Don't know how. That's kind of going on, but so there's that. I have some good news that I'm saving for here in a little bit, but let me go ahead and get this out of the way now that it's been long enough that hopefully, if you're really interested in seeing it, you've seen episode 1 of Secret Invasion, the Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury setup against the Skrulls. And in case you didn't know this, yes, I'll try and make this as spoiler-free as possible. But yes, she's dead. She's dead. She's not coming back in a later anything. She doesn't have a contract. So she's done.
It's disappointing.
So if you've seen it, then you know who I'm talking about. And you can let that kind of smolder a little bit, and then it'll burn out. So she in the MCU is no longer. That's kind of sad.
It is.
But she confirmed it herself. No, she's not. That character is gone. So kind of a sad way, but 7 years she was with these projects. That's for movie or anything, TV or anything. That's a long ass time in this industry. So it's good to have had a jaunt through the MCU. And that's definitely a little bit more than a jaunt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the news. And this, if you were keeping a sharp eye, as Jeff Kavanaugh would say, on this, then you saw this yesterday. But those that haven't, I bring to you your main cast for Superman Legacy. This will be the first movie of James Gunn's Superman, and we have a cast. And it wasn't exactly how I was going to predict it 2 weeks ago, but it's close. And I'll tell you where I messed up at, but let me give you who they are first. Let's save Lex for last. Can we do that, or you got them all three together?
No, they're not together. I'm just not sure which one's which on the dudes.
You have their names?
No, they weren't on the pictures.
Okay.
I looked. You got a dude in a suit that I think is Lex, and the guy with the curly hair that I think is Superman.
I'm going to look at the picture I sent you real quick because I want to do this in order because I actually have a way I'd like to talk about this. So,
I think I have it in the right order here.
Okay, number 1 is Lex. Number 2, that's wrong. That's the wrong Lois. And number 3, that's Superman. Is that not how I come across?
The way you sent it to. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I sent it into a group, the first one.
All right, I can look. Producing on the air. Okay, so the person on the left is Lex.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's how I
So
had it
that's
on
the
here.
last guy. So let's put the first guy up, if you don't mind. Welcome, everybody. This is your Superman. This is David. Hold on. David Cornswelt.
Is he a Brit?
I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research on him or seen him in a lot of things. I will tell you this. This is Superman. This is the guy that got the Superman role. Now, Superman Legacy is going to be a younger Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of fits. He will have to beef up a little bit. Even though I've never thought what makes Superman jacked, right? If he grew up here the whole time, what weight is he going to lift? It's going to be like, yeah, this will get me some good muscle mass. This will get me that hypertrophy I need. Is he just lifting the earth the whole time? That's the reason why earthquakes happen, because Superman's doing push-ups.
I mean, why not?
So, but in order to fill the role, he will have to get into his personal toolbox and get some things going. But
He is from Philadelphia.
the look, the jawline, all of that, blue eyes, hair color, that's Superman, dude.
He kind of looks like Henry Cavill, right?
Right. Less jacked Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
So, or a younger Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they could have Henry come back. Or if you believe the rumors, Netflix will have Henry Cavill come back for Man of Steel 2, as that there's a rumor mill or running around that Zack Snyder is going to finish the Justice League and Man of Steel 2 via Netflix, which I don't see that happening, but that rumor will not die. So if it does happen, then that may be a thing. Your Lois Lane. That's her. A little bit older, but than what I
cute.
thought. But that's Rachel Brosnahan. And she screams Lois Lane.
Kind of does.
So she's going to play, of course, the gritty, kind of seasoned to Clark Kent's not seasoned reporter. And I really dig this. I also implore you to check out Superman Legacy. I believe they did a DC animated movie about it. Is it going to be exactly what's happening with the Superman Legacy movie? Probably not. The main reason not is because Superman Legacy animated didn't have a lot of this next guy, which is Bill Skarsgård. That's Lex Luthor.
He's a Sarsgaard?
He is a Sars. That's the guy that played Pennywise.
Okay.
Him, by the way, is also the guy that's going to be your new Crow.
God, they're doing that again?
Yes, they are. And it will be the exact Brandon Lee's Crow with him in it. Because the Crow, I'm not going to get too far into this because I want to get back into him as Lex Luthor. The Crow is multiple characters throughout. It's whoever the Crow's helping at the time. And they don't always look the same, right? But he's going to be playing the rock musician storyline that Brandon Lee did. It's going to be an updated version. And my daughter Blaze is super excited because that's one of her favorite movies.
Oh, cool.
So, of all time. Because I think that was the first rated R movie I let her watch. Was The Crow. So it sticks with you. Big Trouble in Little China. First rated R movie I ever saw. Will always love that movie. Always. But him as Lex Luthor, this gets an A+ for me. The Superman, the Lois Lane.
Did you have to shave his head?
I would think in order to fit right, yes.
Into that kind of...
Even though the Snyder Cut did have it right that he had curly red hair first, Lex Luthor, and then he shaves his head. But in the first comics, he had curly red and or longer hair. And that's right. But that's not the Lex Luthor everybody knows.
Right.
Lex Luthor everybody knows is the shaved bald head, kind of like you and me right now. situation. Him playing an evil genius, Bill Skarsgård playing it fits. Like, you nailed this part. And this is something that the DC movies need to nail. They actually need this more than your Marvel movies do. They need to nail the Rogues Gallery. People know some of the MCU villains, right? They know Magneto. Now they know Thanos. They know some of these guys. But Lex Luthor, the Joker, all of Batman's Rogues Gallery, Brainiac, these guys in DC have to hold the movie, because that's where DC, I think, holds the belts at as far as bad guys. Doctor Doom's a big one for Marvel, but nearly every villain, whether it be because of how well that the animated cartoons did for DC with all of us growing up,
right,
or it was the Super Friends, you knew the bad guys for DC well before a lot of us knew the bad guys for Marvel. And they have to nail them. And that's something they've been slipping on a little bit. Now, of course, Heath Ledger's Joker, amazing. You want to go to Paul Dano's Riddler, that was really, really good. And I think that's where Zack Snyder kind of missed the boat on some of his stuff. Where it was, I mean, Zod, they nailed. I thought that was a great Zod. By the way, see more of him if you're going to go see it in the new Flash movie. But they missed with Lex Luthor Jr. in that whole thing. And that they needed to nail in order to make it like, oh my God, really? You can't have jittery, almost ferret-like Lex Luthor. You have to have the presence of this guy's effing dangerous. And if one thing Bill Skarsgård can play is a dude that looks effing dangerous. So
done it before.
I think they nailed this part. I can't wait to see more of it. I am hearing leaks about who they're going to get cast and actually be Gunn's Batman. More than likely, come next Monday, I will have that information for you. And if it breaks or I get it before everybody else does, like I normally do, I will let you know. I will boot up my phone and I will shoot a YouTube short or something just to say, it's Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun and here's your new Batman. So there it is. That's your Mystery Shotgun. I will have Star Wars news coming up at a later date. I'm still confirming a couple of things about Rebels and such like that. But until we get there, this has been your Mystery Shotgun.
Hadn't done one of those in a long time, have we?
No, I forgot how to dismount that sucker.